All right, everybody, we told you we have a show with a lot of good information. If you're lucky enough to still have your parents with you, maybe it's time to think about how their assets should be addressed. Certified financial planner Jeff Hahn is back from S.C. Parker on Main Street in Williamsville with some really great advice. Hiya, Jeff. How are you?
I'm fine, thanks. How are you?
Good, thank you. And you talk with people about subjects like this every day.
All day, every day.
All day, every day,
yes.
right.
And, you know, there was a case I kind of wanted to share with the viewers. Mom and Dad had they were into their 80s, 7 kids.
Wow.
Amazingly, they raised 7 kids in a 3-bedroom Cape in Cheektowaga. Right? I was over the house. I'm like, wow.
Yeah.
It
One
must have
bathroom,
been tight.
right? Yeah.
Times have changed, but. And this was about 10 years ago when we first addressed these issues. Mom and Dad have since passed away. You know, Dad a few years ago and Mom just recently. But we had taken a bulk of the assets and gifted them to the kids back then, with the understanding that, you know, that technically this is your money, but morally this is in case Mom and Dad need. Right, so and the kids were all very agreeable with that, and we put it all into a joint account for them, and invested it in some tax-free municipal bonds, so there wasn't any tax problem for the kids, but they were still able to get some growth and tax-free interest at a very good rate, anywhere from 3.5% to 5.5% on the tax-frees. So that's all grown, and there were other assets. There was a home that was also put into the kids' name, so that Mom and Dad could still live there. It's called a life estate. I'm not an attorney, so this is something that you deal with the attorneys on. But it's a very standard practice for families. So kind of fast forwarding to the last year, Mom was in a facility, but everything was taken care of. It was very close to the rest of the family, so they, you know, these kids were just awesome. Most of them are still in town, but the estate now is all settled within a matter of days. The work is already done. Instead of, you know, the 7 to 9 months or a year, if there's no problems, right, with an estate. So estate planning is something that we do a lot of, and the generational planning, making it simple and straightforward, but also making sure that the necessary bases are covered. And in this case, it's just such a wonderful family, and it all worked out just extremely well.
So basically, this is something that if you're thinking about this, if the parents want to think ahead, if the kids want to have that dialogue with the parents, this is something that where you can have that great outcome too.
Yes.
And again, and I bet that family is so happy they did what they did when they did it.
Yes. And really the thing they were happiest about the most was that when Mom needed the care, they were able to provide it for her, and there wasn't any problem. They were on the same page. There wasn't any discussion. Everybody knew what everything that was going on. And it's just because they did their planning ahead of time. And
Jeff, isn't that really what it's all about?
It is.
If you can do that, you've done well in life. Their parents were there for you when you were little, and to be able to give back and to know that they're comfortable and they're where they need to be and they're happy. And believe me, I would think that the parents themselves want this all worked out ahead of time too. They want to know that there's no loose ends.
And it's funny that way because families approach it differently. You know, we're all unique as human beings, and we approach things our own way. But when you can have a dialogue and have a plan and keep it simple, right? It works out really well.
Jeff, I hope we've given people something to really think about today, because really the next thing you have to do what that family did. They made this call, 632-6800. 632-6800. Talk to Jeff, talk to his staff, and make that initial call, and then find out where you go from there, because you can have that peace of mind as well. If you'd like to know more, scparker.com, scparker.com.